Welcome to Jane Jackson Careers, a podcast that takes your career to the next level. Here's your host, Jane Jackson, author of Amazon Careers bestseller, Navigating Career Crossroads.
Well, hello and welcome back to my Careers podcast, where I interview fascinating professionals who've made amazing career changes or are leaders in the field. Now, today I'm doing something a little bit different because I've got two young men from originally Stoke-on-Trent and from Birmingham in the UK who have completely different career paths, but they found each other when they were looking for an accountability buddy. We're going to find out about their fabulous creation, this project called Accountability Buddies today. And these two amazing young men are Richard Blakemore and Chris Targett. Now, first of all, Richard's story is he's from the Potteries, which is a nickname for Stoke-on-Trent because Wedgwood and Royal Dalton, you know, that wonderful, wonderful crockery is made, Royal Dalton originates from there, and he currently lives in Nottingham. His career started in the Royal Air Force for 5 years before leaving to go into IT, and I was told apparently he was very, very shy before the Air Force and all that changed, but we'll find out about his shyness later. However, when he went into IT, he found that working 9 to 5 really wasn't for him, and doing his own thing called to him, you know, that little thing called entrepreneurship, but doing it on his own seemed a bit daunting. So he kept asking himself, where do I even start? Then we'll leave that there. Now we'll talk about Chris's story. He's the eldest of two brothers, born in Birmingham, and he grew up in a very supportive family environment where he was encouraged to do anything that he set his mind to. He's an academic, but early on, the lure of earning his own money was too great a pull. And at 17, he secured a sales role in the sports industry. And then he taught himself how to design websites and set up his own business. And then he also took on another role in real estate. And he's doing fabulously well. However, he found that at every turn he kept procrastinating. And given the opportunity, he would be wasting time playing FIFA. I don't even know what that is, but I suppose it's something to do with football. Watching Breaking Bad. Terrible, terrible show. I know everybody loves it. My husband loves it. But anyway, Breaking Bad, I know it gets very addictive. And so he reached out on Reddit for an accountability partner to keep him on track. But after a couple of failed attempts and a few emails with no replies, he was going to give up, but he gave it one last try with a new post on Reddit. And lo and behold, Richard responded and accountability was formed. So let's have a chat with these two amazing young men, find out about their career journeys, and then find out even more about accountability buddies. So welcome, Chris and Richard.
Hi, thanks for having us.
Hiya.
Lovely to have you here. It's early in the morning. It's a Sunday morning for you guys, and it's a Sunday evening in Sydney for me. So we're all over the place. So it's really lovely to meet you remotely. But how about let's hear a little bit about your early days. First of all, Richard.
Okay, hiya. My name's Richard Blakemore. I'm 29 and I'm originally from Stoke-on-Trent. So before the Royal Air Force, that Jane sort of said, I worked at a place called Argos, which is in retail. I did that for a bit, and I did a live stream last night. I was on about this last night. I wanted to always join the Royal Air Force, and I wanted to join the Royal Air Force from a child, and that was my dream job. And to get there, I sort of my life had to hit. And there goes the phone.
My fault.
I know. My life had to sort of my life needed to give myself a kick up the arse. Basically, I got let off from where I worked. And what happened was my manager was stealing from the company. He was basically working nights. He was stealing from the company. And because I was working with him, he blamed us as well, seeing that we were part of it. And I got let off. My young age of being 18 years old, and the managers basically just let me off. I can remember walking out of that job, walking into the Armed Forces recruitment office, and I joined the forces from there. And honestly, being in the forces was amazing for me. I mean, my confidence grew, like you said before. Before that, I was a really shy person, and I feel like I've just developed so much since joining there. The only issue is that you can go for your dream job and sometimes it's not what you want it to be. Like, it's not always just what you think it will be. And I did what I wanted. I went to Afghanistan twice. I went all over the world, and I just thought, I need to settle down now. And I met my soon-to-be wife when I was on a night out in Nottingham, and this is why I sort of left the forces, and now I'm living in Nottingham, working in IT. So yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Interesting, yeah. Richard. But when you were a little boy, did you have aspirations to join the RAF?
Yeah, I've always wanted to be a pilot. That's been like my main thing. I love planes, and the RAF was sort of like the easy way of getting into it. I actually applied to be a pilot in the Royal Air Force. The only issue was when I had my interview for that, the guy who interviewed me said that I didn't have enough life experience, and this was probably my confidence showing, or my lack of confidence showing. And I feel now, if I went for it now, I'm a bit too old now, but if I went for it now, I feel that I could get there. But saying that, I went a different path. I've always liked IT. I did IT at college and got academics in that. And then joining the Royal Air Force, I carried on my IT career basically, and I'm now still doing it now to this day.
So you got some really good training in the Royal Air Force, and I'm glad that really built your self-confidence as well. Because as you say, I bet if you were going to go for an interview now, absolutely no problem. Because the Richard that I met, because of Accountability Buddy, seems like a really confident young man, and basically you're into all sorts of things. And now that you've got Chris keeping you on track as your accountability buddy, I'm sure that you'll do even greater things. So let's find out now about Chris's early days. So tell me about you, Chris.
Right, so my name's Chris Targett. I'm 27. I'm from Birmingham, the Midlands of England, in the UK. So when I was younger, I didn't really have a career to say this is exactly what I wanted to do, but I'd always played golf. My granddad was Scottish, so we were brought up on golf, not whiskey, just golf. So from a young age, I would always play golf. So then when I was 15, I got a part-time job in golf, and then that led into a full-time job at 17. And then that took me through 9 years worth of golf. You can see golf clubs just behind me there, stored away.
So I love my golf too.
Yes, I saw it on your Facebook earlier, actually.
Yeah, I was playing today.
So throughout school, I always had an inkling for design, a bit of IT, but more design. So I did my work experience in architecture because my auntie and uncle did a lot of properties. So I've always had an inkling for properties and design. So I had a full-time job in sales in golf. And then after that, I then thought, well, I really like design and computers. So I took a night course in web design and set up kind of like a little web design company to design small business websites. And then, as I said, this was where I started to have the inkling for somebody to keep me on track. Actually, funnily enough, I bought the domain for Accountability Buddy years ago, but never did anything with it. So then I thought, right, I need somebody to keep me on track with my web design business and my work. And then I got a bit fed up with golf. It was in terms of the sales side, it was getting very quiet because there's not so many young and upcoming golf stars at the moment. I think the last one was really Tiger Woods, who set the world alight. Sometimes not for the right reasons, but he was the last one to really draw people into golf. So one Thursday morning, I sat there and thought, I love property, sent my CV out to all the estate agents in the local area. And then I've been doing what you'd know as real estate for the last nearly 3 years now. So I'm absolutely loving it. So my passions in web design and property have come true, which is really good.
Oh, fantastic. And so, what is it that made you procrastinate so much, do you think? And why did it end up being a problem?
I think because I had so many things going on, I would sit there at the beginning of the week and go, right, Monday I'll be doing so many hours of this. Tuesday I'll be doing so many hours of this. But then nobody really saw those goals that I was setting. So I thought, well, I could do that tomorrow, and then it gets delayed to Thursday and then to Friday. And before you know it, it's Sunday morning and I've done absolutely nothing. So I think having a lot of different things on the go, that was the problem for me, and time management.
I know exactly how you feel. I've got so many balls in the air all the time, juggling, and then I tend to procrastinate as well. And so I was really happy when I found both of you, Richard and Chris. You know, I think I found you on Twitter, and then found your accountability Facebook page and joined you there. So that was really fantastic. And Richard, what made you answer Chris's call out for help? I need an accountability buddy.
It was weird. I was just on Reddit looking at, I think it was the Get Motivated subreddit, looking for motivation on there. And then I just saw a post on there from this guy. I can't remember what his username was, like Targett, something or other. Yeah. And I just thought, you know what? I'll just give it a go. I sent him a message, and I'm not saying this in a horrible way, Chris, but it took him ages to reply to me. I was waiting for ages, and he just wouldn't reply to me. I was like,
because I was going to give up.
Probably. I was going to give up on him. I was going to I've sent this. Oh, nothing's going to happen here. And then he replied, and I thought, actually, at first I thought, okay, the missus was worried, this weirdo on the internet, he might want to kill me or something. You don't know who he is.
In story to start with, doesn't it?
It does. And it was strange because I don't know who he was. I was going to start setting goals with him. We got onto Google Sheets and started setting goals to each other. But once I started getting to know Chris Bear, we sort of built a quite a good friendship. I mean, we've met each other quite a few times now, face to face. We went to a TEDx last year. So even though we've built this accountability buddy team to stay sort of thing, we've built a good friendship on top of it as well, which is awesome. So it's been sort of like a win-win for me, which is great.
I think it's so good that the two of you have found each other, because it sounds like, even though you're both brought up in different areas within the UK and you have different career paths, from the RAF and, golf and sales and real estate, Chris, that you're doing now, and IT that you're doing now, Richard. I mean, you come from really quite different backgrounds and interests as well, but now putting both of you together, forming this accountability group with each other, just the two of you, I'm interested to find out, why did you decide to take it wider and turn it into an accountability project where you have a lot of other people who want to be kept accountable too?
Do you mind if I take this one, Rich?
No, I want to take it. Can I? I'll start.
No fighting, boys. No fighting, boys. Okay, Richard,
I'll start, and then Chris can finish it.
Okay.
I can remember I was driving to work one day, and because me and Chris were sort of doing so well, I think we started in the February setting goals for each other. I was driving to work, and I thought to myself on the way to work, why didn't we do this? Make it like a website and start helping people find their own accountability buddies, because there's nowhere really other than putting a post on Reddit or on a forum somewhere where you can sort of find that. And I remember, I think I texted Chris and I said, I had this idea for this website. I think, what do you think? And Chris' reply was, I've had that domain for over 2 years now. I mean, I want to do that as well. It was kind of like fate. It was so weird that I thought of the idea, but Chris had already thought of it before, and it was sort of made for it, sort of thing.
Amazing. So Chris,
this was the thing
what made you decide to register this as a domain name years ago?
Because so I started off with a book called Who Moved My Cheese. I completely forget who the author is, but it was a short book, and that's what got me into personal development. And then what I started to do was look around. Have you got it somewhere?
I've got it. I'm looking at my bookshelf over here to see if I can find it. No? Oh, I've forgotten the name. Hang on. I can't see. Carry on. So you read Who Moved My Cheese. Fantastic career book.
Yeah, fantastic book. That started off the journey. And then I thought, right, I'm going to start bettering myself aside from work, because if work ever went down the pan, what have I really got that can keep me financially stable? So then I started looking on the internet for accountability websites, and I couldn't find anything. So I bought the domain name and thought, right, I'm going to set it up on my own. But the irony was, I need to find an accountability partner to hold me accountable to build Accountability Buddy. And then I bought the domain name but never did anything with it. So the only way I found an accountability partner was by Reddit, and I thought, this surely can't be the only way, but it really was. There was a couple of services that were paid, and I thought, no, that's not the route we want to go down. And then Richard sent me the text, and I was like, oh wow, this is exactly what I've been looking for, and it just took off from there, really.
Why didn't you, maybe for both of you, if you need an accountability buddy, why didn't you ask one of your friends to keep you accountable? What was it that made you reach, out to someone that you didn't know?
I think because a stranger, will be a lot more honest. I think if I ask a friend or a family member, they go soft on you. And this is a thing we have every week, is say, right, I need you to be really tough on me this week, so I need to get stuff done. We have become friends, but we now know where the boundaries lie to, look, I'll give you kind of a little nudge, or Chris, why haven't you done it this week?
Mm-hmm. And so how bad a procrastinator are you, Richard?
Very. Yeah, I'm. My big vice is that I used to play a lot of games when I was younger, and I've never got out of that sort of thing. But recently, with me having my daughter and stuff, it has sort of made me realise, actually, I can't sit there and playing games all the time. But I can just sit there, jump on my PC, and just sort of load up my software, and it's sort of like, my mate's playing a game, I was joining with him. Then like 4 hours have gone. I'm like, yeah, that time's really gone useful. So recently I have been a lot better, but now my missus, she's always wanting to watch stuff on TV. The problem is there's so much to do in life. I mean, there's so many TV programs that I need to watch because everyone else says I need to watch them. There's so many stuff. It's just my main thing. People want me to do stuff, and then I feel bad if I don't do it. So I just I've tried to cut out so much stuff. Like I've cut out the news. I don't watch that anymore because it's negative and stuff. So I get more time back from that, and I just procrastinate, and I'm just trying to get better at it.
Well, thank goodness you have Chris there as well. And so how bad a procrastinator are you? Okay, so Chris, you what was it? FIFA, watching Breaking Bad?
PlayStation.
Yeah.
It was TV programs and games, again, TV programs and games. But now now I've got something to focus on and something to build, and the Facebook community almost holds you accountable because you want to give out good content, or you want to send good email content, that I feel it's my duty now. I haven't got to go play those games and watch those TV programs. I've actually got something bigger that I want to put my effort into. So it's a good trade.
Yeah, for me, with my procrastination, I've got so much to do, and I always think I'm running around like a headless chook most of the time. But I hop onto social media because I love Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and LinkedIn. And LinkedIn obviously is where most of my target audience are, because I'm a career coach, and LinkedIn is very much for careers and business to business marketing. So when I'm on any of the social media channels, I tell myself, oh, this is my marketing. I'm doing my social media marketing. Yeah. But really, I'm just fiddling about for too long. And I can do it for half an hour, and then I probably covered everything else. But then I just keep going back and checking, and I've got to stop. I keep thinking I've got to just get off it and stop it and get more done. So when I found you guys, and you've got Accountability Buddy on Facebook now, and it's such a great community that you're building. I think you've reached about 100 people now, haven't you?
111, I think the last number is.
111, fantastic.
111 on the group, and I think we've got 180 emails, I think, in our email marketing thing on the website itself. How many matches have you done now, Chris, would you say?
So up until now, I've matched 130 people. So some of those people have been rematched. So in total, there's about 90 matches we've done, but it'll be from 130 members.
Okay, so Chris, tell me, how does this work? If someone, I know because I've joined you as well, and you matched me up with someone. Actually, I've slipped a bit. I need to get moving on it. So bad. But okay,
Get back in touch.
exactly. So tell us, how does it work? If someone thinks, okay, I'm procrastinating too much, I need to get a lot of work done, or I need to get stuff done, or I want to lose weight, or I want to get fit, or I want to do whatever it can be, because it doesn't have to be professional. It can be personal as well, or health goals, or whatever it might be. So if someone says, look, I'm fiddling about far too much, I need someone to keep me on track. They join Accountability Buddy, they join the Facebook page, then how does it work? Chris, explain.
Okay. So people go to the website, accountability don't forget the buddy.co.uk, or you can search us in Google. And there'll be the first top banner, there's a button that will say join. Okay, so you can join in there. You sign up purely with your email address, okay? And then you fill out a survey. And in the survey, there'll be things like, how often would you like to be held accountable? So you could be held daily, weekly, monthly, or fortnightly. If you've got a preference, would you like to be matched with a male or a female? Because some people feel more comfortable setting goals with the same sex, or they'd want somebody different to hold them accountable. And then also the time zone, which is a new thing that we've incorporated, because people like to speak to people, especially on WhatsApp, if they do share numbers. They've got that instant daily hit of accountability. So you fill out the survey, hit the send button. That then gets sent to ourselves. And then what I'll do is then within a few days, I'll match you with somebody that will be compatible. Okay. You can have goals such as fitness goals. We have people wanting to set up new businesses. We have people that want to be held accountable for being up early, if they want to get up before their day starts. So there's loads of different goals. But the best part about this is it is completely free. You don't pay for a match. You'll get straight to your inbox. You'll get the email address of your accountability partner. There's a nice little guide in there that Richard created, just how to set goals, what tools to use, and then you're off. You just talk. We'd recommend kind of set an agenda at the beginning to say, right, let's do this for 4 weeks, see if we're compatible and see how we're getting on. If that doesn't work out, then you just send an email back to us and say, look, my accountability partner hasn't got back to me, or it's not working, and then we'll rematch you with somebody else. It's all about us finding the correct match for you. Otherwise, there's no point having the service. So completely free, sign up on the website, simple as that.
Sounds really good. So that's the matching up portion of Accountability Buddy. And so you do the matching, Chris. And Richard, what's your role here? What do you do?
I'm kind of the guy that does all the group side of it and try and get the interaction there. So sort of going on from that, we've got our own Facebook group, which we're at 111 members at now. And I can remember making the group, and this was like May last year, and I can remember no one joining. I was sitting there saying to Chris, is there any point in this group? It's not happening. And then someone joined. She knows who she is. She joined, and that absolutely just, since then, it's just blown up completely. We can't imagine, like, someday we just get like 3 or 4 people joining, and we're like, what? This is crazy. And the group's there for public accountability. So basically, it's like a public forum, well, a private forum for everyone in the group, but public as in you set your goals weekly, like I do, and I'll be doing mine later. And everyone can see your goals, and we can give each other motivation, help each other, and sort of make a lovely community that can help people more than just having one accountability buddy. And that was sort of the aim of the group. And I think we've hit the nail on the head quite well. We are also doing a 100-day challenge, and we're on day 88, I think, at the moment of the challenge, where we tell people to set one goal, and then for 100 days sort of keep hold them accountable in a challenge. And I can't believe, actually we've got 14 days left, I think. So in 14 days we've done the 100-day challenge, and I'll be doing that more in the year as well to sort of keep more people accountable. And we'll be doing that going forward. And I do the Facebook Live. I'm going to start doing that more. I think you might have saw it last night. Jane, this morning. I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, this morning when I woke up, I saw there was a little pop-up message saying, Richard Blakemore is now live, but I was playing golf, so there you go. So I missed it. I'll watch the recording.
Okay, cool. So I'll be doing more of that, and also I'm sort of work on the email marketing side because I want to get more into digital marketing, so I'm going to start working on that more, and also the page. So yeah, it's just we've got loads of different avenues that we're sort of in, and also we've got a podcast, our own little podcast as well that I interviewed a few people with, and I want to start building that a bit more in the future as well.
Yeah, I think having motivational podcasts on a regular basis would be great, because I find, honestly, podcasting. I've been podcasting for 1.5 years now, and people listen in the car, they listen when they're walking the dog or at the gym or whatever, and just little snippets of information are fantastic. And so now you've built it from 0 to over 100 participants, and I'm one of them. I hop in and out all the time and see what you guys are up to, and usually say, oh, I failed with something, I didn't do this, I didn't lose the weight, I ate carbs or whatever. So frustrating. But it's good to know that I can check back in and say, okay, well, this is what I've done this week, or this is what I plan for the following week, because I think that really gives you that motivation as well. And so, Chris, what else is going to be happening with Accountability Buddy? What are the plans?
So I'd like to talk about the big picture that we want. Okay, so we've attended the TEDx events and absolutely love them. We want our own Accountability Buddy events. So motivational speakers. We'll be taking it worldwide, Jane. So we'll be knocking on your door in a few years' time to come and speak at one of our events.
In a few years, in a few months. Get moving.
6 months. But we like this community that we've built on the Facebook group, and what we've built on the website is to get those success stories out there. So we ran a fantastic testimonial competition a couple of months ago, actually, where people could email in their testimonials about how they've got on. We had so many kind words, and I think it would just be great to spread this word of accountability. So to have a huge event where we've got all of our members, but people that want to come and learn about how to keep each other accountable, and in essence, how to keep yourself accountable as well. So we'd love these big, haven't come up with a name yet, but Accountability X events. So this kind of thing of building a community. I mean, we've got an aim to be on 1,000 members. We've set a goal for 5 years' time, whereas we're smashing our goals of how many members that we want. So hopefully that's going to be a lot sooner. But at the moment, we like to keep this free. We like to create a community that wants to motivate each other, opposed to us kind of making money from people that just want to succeed, which we see so many of these get-rich-quick schemes all over the Facebook feeds. You can be an Instagram superstar in 6 months. Load of rubbish. It's all about hard work for us, and we just want to present that to people.
Mm-hmm. Accountability is so important. I remember when I was writing my book about 3 years ago, and it seemed like such a daunting task. And I was with a group of others who were also, everyone wanted to be a published author, and they needed to do this. And we set ourselves a 30,000 word challenge, and we kept each other accountable for it. And you had to write 1,000 words a day. So, within 30 days, you would have written 30,000 words, which would really break the back of the book. I ended up with about 75,000 words, but just having one group of people supporting me wasn't enough. I wanted more. And so I told all my friends, and I had one friend, and this is what really worked. She goes, right, Jane, every week I'm going to text you and say, okay, how many words? And you tell me how many you want to get to. And so, when I started, I go, okay, I want to get to 5,000 words, in 5 days. And so she would text me, okay, it's 5 days. Are you up to 5,000 words yet? And I was like 4,500. And I felt really guilty. She goes, but Jane, if you smash it, then there will be Veuve Clicquot champagne.
Incentive.
And I thought, oh yeah. Well, if it's going to be champagne, definitely I'll do it. But it was so helpful having someone just go, hey, are you up there yet? Have you got the right number of words yet? And it makes such a difference. Just, you feel so guilty if you don't. You feel like you're letting the other person down, don't
Definitely.
you? Yeah. And so, Richard, how is this working for you? Are you? Obviously, I know you've got a lovely little girl. Actually, I want to find out, about both of you, because now I've got these lovely pictures of, Richard and your lovely baby, and Chris and your lovely wife, and Richard, your lovely partner. So tell me a little bit about the personal side of you two. Richard first.
So I live with my soon-to-be wife. We're getting married in September.
Congratulations.
We're going abroad. We're going to Dubrovnik in Croatia. If you ever watch Game of Thrones, it's King's Landing. That's where they sort of planet is a beautiful city.
Beautiful.
I mean, I actually wrote a blog post on it on the website. So if you go to the website, you can check it out and see the pictures. Also, I've got a daughter. She's 2 in 2 weeks, I think. The 12th of April, she's 2, so it's not long. And she's one of them two are the main reason that I do everything. That without them, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing now. I mean, they're my motivation, and especially my daughter. My daughter sort of give me a kick up the arse to sort of think, yeah, I need to do something now. There's that thing that a lot of entrepreneurs start after they have a baby, and that's kind of true with me, because you sort of think, actually, this person that I need to sort of look after and grow and be accountable for, she needs me to be the best I can be, and that's sort of the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so lovely. What a lovely story. And congratulations, September. I want wedding photos, all right? Wedding photos, very important.
There'll be loads, don't worry.
There'll be a Facebook Live video at this rate.
I bet there will be too. And what about you, Chris?
So, not married just yet. So, me and my girlfriend have been together coming up to 3 or 4 years now. She's going to hate me for that. I don't know. So we are buying our first property together. Being in real estate always helps. So we are moving into that at the end of April/May, being there for the summer, which is great. My big driving force is to leave almost a legacy. I don't want to be just known as the guy that's in real estate or the guy that just does websites. I want to create something bigger that helps people more than anything. That's my driving force. So that's why I do the late nights, work on Accountability Buddy, is to leave a legacy for myself. And Gary Vee, one of my favourite mentors that I follow, he talks about, don't think about the bank balance, think about how many people are turning up to your funeral. And that really hit home with me. Try and impact as many lives as possible for this short time that we're alive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, leaving a legacy is so important, isn't it? And I think it gives us all a reason for being, knowing that our lives really make a difference. And if we're able to help as many people as we can on the journey, then that's a big bonus, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, it's getting late at night here in Sydney, and I know you're just getting your day started in Nottingham and Birmingham. Is that right? Have I got?
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah,
I can't remember where you guys are. Okay, that's good. But it's been such a pleasure talking to you, and I look forward to having you guys back on the podcast in about 6 months' time to see what goals you've smashed, and also to see how much weight I've lost, because you need to keep me accountable. Okay,
definitely.
And all the projects that I'm trying to get everything done, and it's been absolutely fantastic. Now, if people want to find you, what's your Twitter handle?
Okay, our Twitter handle it's a bit weird, ACC_buddy, because we couldn't write accountability because it was too long. So ACC_buddy. A Facebook is Accountability Buddy UK, all one word. And also we've got our group, which is Accountability Buddy Goal Group. Or you can search for Accountability Buddy in the search bar. You should be able to find us as well.
Okay, and the website again is
accountability-buddy.co.uk.
Fantastic. What I'll do is
Accountability Buddy in Google. Sorry, it'll come straight up.
Okay, fantastic. What I'll do is I'll have all of the links to your social media handles as well as your website on my show notes on janejacksoncoach.com. And so people can find you, and let's see how it grows. So thank you so much, both of you, for your time today. And I look forward to speaking with you soon and see you on the Facebook page.
Yes, great. Thank you very much for having us, Jane.
Okay,
thank you.
Bye now.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. You can get a free audiobook download and free 30-day trial at audibletrial.com/Jane Jackson Careers. There are over 180,000 book titles to choose, so give it a go and get your free audiobook today from audibletrial.com/Jane Jackson Careers.
You've been listening to Jane Jackson Careers. Sign up to receive regular career advice at janejacksoncoach.com.